This video will be a quick intro to BricsCAD Pro and how you can use it to work with some GIS and cloud data. So to get started with, we're on the BricsCAD Ultimate V26. This includes Pro, BIM, and the manufacturing content. We're just going to be working with the Pro part and doing a civil survey 2D meter template. So we'll start that. We don't need the mechanical browser. Just to orientate you here, we do have several different browsers you can choose from. Today we'll be looking at the Civil Explorer. We'll also make sure that we're in the Civil Survey user interface. And this will clean up some of the tabs here, and under the home you'll see tools for creating tin surfaces, points, strings, alignments, corridors, and then labels. And we'll be looking at the point cloud tools as well. So to get started, we want to bring in some GIS information. So this can be done via the Civil Explorer, or you can import it here as well. There's different ways you can import the data, but the Civil Explorer provides you with a bit more detail. We're going to be working with ESRI shapefile information, but you can work with GML and KML files. So we will select these ones. These are from the Auckland City Council from New Zealand. And within each one of these ESRI shapefiles, a number of attributes which we can use inside of BricsCAD Pro. Here we want to choose polyline, not polygons. If you do bring it in as an M polygon, this will close the polyline and then fill the shape. So if you do bring this in for parks, for example, and you want hatching or a solid fill, you can choose that option, but you need to bring it in individually. So by hitting double click on the mouse, we can zoom extents, and we have all of this data that's been brought in. So perhaps we don't need it all. We can hold down Shift and just turn off all those layers. And if we just want to turn on one bit of information, we might want the contours. And other things we might be looking at is low res and high res polygons, which indicate the aerial images, which I've also downloaded from the site. So here we have the data, and we now want to look at where it's located in the world. So we have geolocation here. Under geolocation, I'll be using the ESRI data. To access that, you need to generate an ESRI map key. So if you go to our help article here, we do have the GeoMap key help article, and this explains how you can go to the ArcGIS site and generate a key, and that key can be cut and pasted in here for bringing in the aerial imagery. So just again, if you need that, you want to be able to go here, and then this tutorial will take you through that instruction. Mine's already set up. So what I'm going to do is first of all just set my geographic location. Now this one is set to the New Zealand TM, and under here numerous other types of GIS coordinate systems you can choose from. If you don't have them all in your system, you can choose them or download the extra ones here, and it will explain where you should be locating them within your BricsCAD structure. So I've just set that. There are a few more settings here as well, which you can start to import in or set your longitude and latitude. With that now set, we can choose ESRI imagery hybrid. Just give it a couple of seconds for it to load up. And this will overlay exactly over our GIS data. And we can keep zooming out, and it's bringing in more of the aerial imagery. So it is connected to the ESRI database, and it is aligned with our GIS data. If you don't have this straight away, you can still work with the online maps. And so under the online maps is OpenStreetMap, and that will change it to this basic one here as well. So that's what you get by default. But if you want the image, you can use the ESRI as long as you have the online API key. So next we want to look at point cloud data and creating TIN surfaces. We have here under the point cloud, we have import attach, and I have one that I've processed already. This is from the Open Topography website. So if you do need to bring in point cloud data, make sure it's geolocated. You can process that file. We read numerous point cloud file formats. So LAZ, HSPC, E57, RCS, RCP, etc. All of that can be read. Once it's processed, you can then go to import attach and import that point cloud. Because it's geolocated, we don't need to worry about the insertion point or the scale. And if I just flick around here, you have the point cloud displayed. We can now go to the color map and look at the color map parameters. We want to choose classification. And this one is pre-classified, so we can choose the color scheme of 3DR or LiDAR. We'll just work with the LiDAR classification system here. You can go and customize this and add more colors as needed. So we'll apply that. And then under our rendering settings, we can look at the classes, the classifications. So this one actually has been classified for us. If you get a point cloud that isn't classified, there are tools within BricsCAD that allow you to do the classification. So for outdoor, for roads, construction, or for indoor scans, you can use this tool and it will go through and start to classify the points for you. So they'll go onto these layers. Now, you'll notice that I have this pop-up here. I've just customized BricsCAD so I can see this, but this is just the same as the command bar down the bottom here. So there's just two ways of doing this. Back to classes, we have something we want to turn off. So we can turn off unassigned, we can turn off high noise, we can turn off low point. And you can see here, we've got quite a bit of data from Open Topography for Auckland in the lower North Shore area. So we want to look at using this data to create a basic TIN surface. So I'll just turn off all the different classes here except for the ground, and we'll move out of the point cloud tab back to the home tab. And with that point cloud, we can go to TIN surface, and under TIN surface, we can choose from the command prompt here or from up here. We can choose create from point cloud. Select the point cloud. Once selected in the set, we'll just leave it on the basic settings here. You can adjust how detailed you want it to be. And now we have a TIN surface. So back here in the Civil Explorer, we'll just turn off the Point Cloud Manager here. In the Civil Explorer, under Civil, we now have a TIN surface created. We also have a point cloud here, which has come in on the point cloud layer. It's generated it. And now we have a tin surface. Finally, we want to look at draping and aerial imagery over that tin surface. So we can go to Insert, Attach Image, and I have a PNG image here, which is geolocated. So it's going to give me the geocoding information here in the JGW file format. I'll go OK. Now that has loaded in, and I can go back to my tin surface. Just in the drop down here under surfaces, I can go assign image to tin surface, and it's going to say select the tin surface, so I'll grab that one and then select the rest image, that one, and then a process, and this will now drape the aerial image over that assigned proportion of the tin. Okay, and here we have it. So it has tiled it because it's a larger tin than the actual image, but you can see that that aerial image has been draped over the tin that we created, and you can see some of the GIS contours visible here as well. So that's the basic intro of getting started with BricsCAD Pro. We just covered how to bring in some GIS information, how to work with the tin surface Civil Explorer, and how to bring in point cloud data, classify it, and create a tin surface.